Hansen, host for a new program called Oxford Lacrosse Replay, where we showcase highlights, interview players, and the head coach, Greg Norman, all throughout their lacrosse season. In this episode, we'll be recapping January as the team starts conditioning. We just talked with Greg Norman about his 7th year of coaching lacrosse here at Oxford. All right, we're talking with Greg Norman, head coach of Oxford Lacrosse. Greg, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
First of all, you got any expectations for this next season?
Boy, you know, we start our 7th year coming up in March, and we lost 19 seniors from last year's team that was 13-5. We've been moved up in the OAA Division II from Division I after winning a couple of league championships. So now we're playing with the big boys, Clarkston and Lake Orion and Troy and some of those guys. When you lose 19 seniors, that's a lot of bodies, but we have a middle school program that is providing us with a lot of talent. We are at the moment looking at maybe having as many as 5 freshmen on this team with 8 or 9 sophomores, probably only 4 or 5 seniors. So how well we transition from rookies into varsity players is going to be an interesting experience. But right now we're playing, the team is playing in the Winter League at All-American, so they're going to get a chance to play together. But we're as talented as I have had a team since my 2009 state championship qualifying team at St. Mary's. We've got a lot of good players, and I look forward to having a really good spring.
Okay. And as of right now, you said they're playing in a winter league. What do you guys, in January, what's going on with you guys?
Like every other sport in high school and college, you have off seasons, and in this particular case, there's a league where high school players, coaches are not involved in any way, but the players play at a team format on Sunday afternoons against other high school teams from around the area. And if you look at the Winter League at Ultimate Soccer down in Pontiac, which is what's called All-American Soccer, if you look at that program, you'll find out that the top 8 or 9 or 10 teams in the state, in the county, are part of that program. And usually at the end of the season, the teams that play off season are usually the teams that win during season because they just get a chance to play more. So we practice down there, and we get an idea how to play together. We've got some we got a couple of collegiate coaches who help out, some kids who were college players who are coaching us in the off season, and we make it fun and enjoyable. But it'll be interesting to see how well they do.
Okay, and as a coach, you're always looking for ways to improve. What do you think this year's team you want to work on the most, and what will you be improving on?
Well, since we're finally with enough longevity with our middle school program, we have no holes, and I say holes. We don't have any converted players. We've got a bunch of we got good players at defense, at midfield, at attack. I've got a returning goalie who was all-state last year. What I'm looking for is mileage. These are kids who've never played. I've only got 5 kids coming back with varsity experience that have played any kind of varsity. So all of a sudden you're moving up a league and you're asking kids from JV to take 2 steps. So for us, it's just about being on the field and having the opportunity. There's no lack of talent, but you can't make up for experience. So to get them that mileage that we're looking for, the old 10,000 hours, if you do something for 10,000 hours, you can eventually get some idea what you're trying to do. We're obviously not going to get 10,000 hours in between now and the start of the season, but as much mileage as possible. So hopefully that'll work out. But I think a lot of folks are going to underestimate us. I really do. And that's a cool part because, it's kind of that chip on your shoulder. But the reality to it is I think we're going to be a pretty decent team, so we'll see.
All right. Well, it sounds like you guys are going to be doing really good this year. Greg, I wish you luck. Again, this is Greg Norman, head coaching Oxford Lacrosse for the 7th year. Thank you for being on the show today, Greg.
Thanks, Lucas.
And you were just hearing from head coach Greg Norman about his 7th year here at Oxford. We also have some interviews with some of the players at a recent conditioning warm-up, so here's what they had to say.
Well, I hold myself high, so do as best as I can, put as much effort as I can into it.
I think you do the best.
Oh, getting in the passing lane with my stick.
Okay. What do you got to work on this year?
Being confident in my other teammates, so I can go forward and get the person and not worry about what's behind me.
You were a starter last year, but maybe not, our dominant defenseman.
Yeah.
This year you become the guy.
Yes, sir.
What kind of pressure that comes to you?
I mean, I'll hold myself accountable to that, but I think I have a lot of pressure, but I think I can handle it.
Talk about the team. What are you looking forward
I mean, I'm looking forward to working with the team, but mostly the kids. I like them a lot. I mean, I think we have a better passion and then more team. We're built as a team more better. Jonathan Roberts, so how do you feel about this season coming into it?
I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be my senior year. It's going to be a good developing year for the program, moving up a league. We should have a lot of fun and move forward.
Talk to him.
Okay.
So what kind of responsibilities do you think you're going to have or uptake in this season?
I think this season I'm going to communicate with a lot of the players, underclassmen, try and develop them and get them into the system.
What kind of leadership do you have to take part in this year?
I have to take initiative, talk to the people, try and direct people on what they do, correct them if they do something wrong, just try and guide people the right direction.
You've had a secondary role and a tertiary role since you've been on the team. Now all of a sudden you're actually stepping into a primary role. Have you thought about that?
I thought about it a little, just kind of like a big transition going from over here, now going to over here.
What do you see as the difference?
A lot more responsibility and a lot more on your shoulders.
So, we're here with Max Parsons. What kind of leadership do you think you have to take place to help this team become where it needs to become?
Well, we got a lot of young players. Got to help them, guide them to where they need to be, help them on offense, defense, show them what they need to do.
What kind of impact do you have to make with all the loss of our seniors last year?
I got to show the underclassmen how to be humble, respectful, good sportsman-like players. So,
How do you feel about the bond in this team compared to last year's?
last year it was like all seniors with seniors, juniors with juniors and whatnot, but this year we're all pretty close. We're all friends. There's nobody that doesn't like each other. No drama, no nothing.
So, here with Drew Galley. So, what do you have to do on this team, or leadership-wise, to help them become where they need to become this year?
Well, I think it's really more of a friendly supporting them, and because they know what to do, they know how to do it, it's just keeping them in line when they do it.
Also, as coming off as a attackman now a defensive change, how do you feel about that?
I'm actually really excited. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be a good year.
It's about 7 degrees outside. We have a chance to talk to Noah Grove, former Oxford All-State player who's now a defensive midi for the Indianapolis Greyhounds. And welcome home, so to speak, before you go back to school.
It's good to be here.
Talk a little bit about your college experience.
It's fantastic. Playing college lacrosse is everything I could have dreamed it would be. Just being able to come back and see the youth being able to play and seeing where I was at their age and how they're progressing, and many of them have the potential to go and play somewhere, and just being able to bring what I've learned down there back to the kids here is good.
How much you've improved in your own mind?
In my own mind, since the first day I stepped on campus at college, I've 1,000%. Way far better than I was in high school, just because of being able to force the left hand issue and all that kind of stuff.
Better competition every day.
Better competition every day, and just the talent that I'm playing with and just my teammates. When you're playing with others that are better, want to get better, you're all pushing each other to strive to be great.
You're playing at a highly ranked Division II school.
Yes.
And there's plenty of folks who think that they have all kinds of scholarships available. Talk a little bit about the financial side of going to college.
It's not like football or basketball where every student's on a full ride and it's either you're getting everything or you're getting nothing. So a lot of the teams, they only have about 11 or 12 per team. So they divide that up between however many players there are. And there's a lot of players that are walk-ons and don't receive absolutely anything. So to kind of get it out of the parents' mind that every kid's going to go on a full ride, they're never going to have to pay tuition ever, is not real. It's not reality. So just knowing that you're going to actually be paying something, no matter what it is kind of.
NCAA put out last year, and I thought it was interesting. Division I, II, and III,
Yeah.
5 full rides nationally, and 4 of them were goalies, the brand new programs, because you need a goalie to start a program.
Yep.
So sometimes we always think that everybody's getting all kinds of full rides, but Scott Rogers, who's a former Notre Dame All-American who plays for the Ohio Machine, last year made a little over $26,000 playing goalie professionally. So you're probably going to be a much better doctor, lawyer, teacher than maybe necessarily a professional cross player.
Yep, but I think that the game is improving a lot, and we're getting a lot of younger kids that parents are, putting them in baseball or football and stuff that they played growing up, that are seeing the game and they're starting to, pick up on it, learn the rules, and really you know, their kids are coming out here, their first generation's playing the game, and they're really picking up on it, and they're loving it. And that's where, coming back from a coaching standpoint, and, you know, playing in college, coming back and seeing the kids that just love it and want to keep playing it for so long, and that they're just, you know, it's something that they like to do that their parents didn't do, and it's just helping grow the game and getting it into every market. And,
You're studying business, am I correct?
no, I'm actually history and education.
Oh, you teach.
Yep.
Athletic director.
And then, yes, and then
Okay.
I'd get my master's in business admin and become an athletic director.
I guess the last question is, you were one of the freshmen when we started with this program 7 years ago. We've been successful enough over the last 6 years. You're playing with you're starting to see some of the dividends of the middle school program. Any thoughts on Oxford program?
I think that just like in any other sport, whether it be football, basketball, soccer, lacrosse just needs it also. Just that strong youth foundation of a program to get the stick in the hands instead of freshman year of high school where they're already at a disadvantage, not playing before, even though they're very athletic, just picking up on key parts of the game and how it plays. Just at that young of an age, being able to come up and, you know, by the time they get to high school, they're already pretty, you know, well versed in the rules and, you know, just the fundamentals, so that when they get out there, they're very competitive.
Appreciate your time and good luck this spring. Darren Kobiak here, the middle school director, and we're starting here in the first part of January. I just maybe thought you could say some things about the middle school program.
I think this will be our 5th year, and each year we've continued to grow and progress and get better. And each year we've seen more of these middle school kids playing on the varsity and on the JV. And at this point we've got a good number of kids who've come through the middle school program who are now on the varsity team. And I like it. It's good. It's showing, you know, the experience that we have, keeping kids within the program and all that.
What do you like about coaching?
I like the interaction and the challenge. You know, as a player, you got the physical challenge, but as a coach, you have a completely different sort of mental challenge. You really can't control what happens on the field. You can just do your best to prepare all of your players for what they're going to face.
You didn't really finish your high school career because of injuries.
Correct.
Is this help make up a little bit for that?
I think so. It was a good, in a way I'm glad that it kind of happened, because I had this door open up and the opportunity to learn and coach through my senior year. And it developed into something I really love to do and something that I'm passionate about.
Appreciate your time.
Yep.
We are talking with Josh Hoffman and Luke Grove, two of the better players in the middle school program. What's it look like coming up for this next season?
It's looking pretty good. We're having a lot of guys from the last team come back. Sure, we lost the 8th graders from last year, but I think we'll be pretty good with the people coming back.
What's your thoughts, Josh?
I saw that there's a lot of newer kids from the 7th grade coming out to get better, which is good because then we'll keep on going on.
What do you like about lacrosse?
I like it because it's a mixture of almost like every sport, like has physicality like football, offense like basketball, kind of give and goes, picks, and then endurance like soccer.
How about you, Josh?
I like it because it's just fun to play for me.
You think people underestimate our middle school program? Do you think they underestimate the rest of the county?
Yeah.
You were 7 or 8 and 2 last year. You're gonna maybe be better this year than you were last year.
Yeah.
Think about that?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts? Pressure?
A little bit of pressure, kinda, but I think it'll be a good year.
What kind of role do you think you have to play on this team to get them to be the best they can?
I think I might need to play more of definitely a two-way midi, help out the defense, and also get a lot of scoring, be an offensive threat.
How much have travel teams helped you?
A lot.
How about you?
They've helped me a lot. I like the extra little things over the weekends and during the week. Really help.
Thanks, guys.
And that's all we have for this month's episode of Oxford Lacrosse Replay. I'm your host, Lucas Hansen, and we'll see you next month.